Hello, this is Mr. Wyrick. I already went over the Unit 7 test review with you today, so I'm just going to talk about some things real quick on this computer edition of this video. First off, on the table, remember you can enter those into your calculator as each table. Remember, it's the x and the first y will give you the first equation, the x and the second y will give you the second equation. You can also enter the equations from the answers and look for the tables that match up to the tables that are here. But remember, these x numbers means you're going to have to scroll down through it to make sure that both of the y values match up when you enter both of those equations. So if it's not something you're comfortable with, don't try it. On number 2, the solution to the system of graphs is always exactly where they cross, right here at 2, -1. Just be on the lookout for this on the test. If the answer is there, it'll be where they cross. Then moving on from there, whenever you have a direct variation problem, which is what this is, you can either set it up like we did in class, saying that the 6 squared times x is equal to 8, and the 11 squared times the same x is going to be equal to your answer. Or you can set it up as a ratio. You can put the $8 on top of the 6 squared is equal to the fraction of, we don't know how much money, over 11 squared. Again, I went over this with you in class. You should have the answer. That's not important necessarily. It's understanding how to do it, because you'll probably see a direct variation problem on the test. System of equations on this one, again, enter them into your calculator, solve it, understand that that's where it's going to cross. It should be 5, 8 on this one. If you have to graph the lines, you can graph the lines separately. But really, you should be able to look through and see it. Let's see, the area of the rectangle, remember, split that one into the squares, multiply these out. Area means we are multiplying, so make sure you multiply when it says area. Perimeter is where you're adding all the sides, so we're just adding like terms here. On this one, all the numbers cancel out. Remember, you got to add the numbers and then the coefficients with the x separately. They're not like terms. You can't just put them together. On the simplify the expression, again, it's like terms. You're going to treat this negative like it's a -1 and distribute that -1, change the signs on these, and then you're looking to add together your like terms. On this one over here, you're factoring. This is the difference of squares. There's two numbers. There's a minus sign in between them. It's most likely that they are perfect squares, and in this case they are. So this is going to be 7x plus 13y and 7x minus 13y. You can still factor this in the calculator, but you have to leave the y squared off, and then remember in your answer that it's going to be there. And if you use the calculator trick, remember it's menu 3, you're going to have to put a 0 for that middle coefficient. There's nothing there. Moving on from there, remember on the simplify one here, you need to make a 2 by 3 set of boxes. You'll multiply these, so you multiply the 5x by everything, you'll multiply the -2 by everything, and you'll come up with the answer. Again, we went over the answer in class, but remember, those first and last numbers are pretty easy to multiply together, and you don't have to worry about adding them with like terms, so you don't need to, if you can key in on those two, getting those two done, the 5x times the 3x squared makes 15x to the third, and the -2 times the 6 makes a -12. That'll make it to where you can probably get it down to 50-50. Factoring on this one, again, menu 3, go through your answers, sort it out. You should be able to get the factors that way pretty easily. On number 11 here, it's a little bit more straightforward. This one is just what multiplies together to make 20, adds together to make -9. It's going to be a -4 and a -5, so my factors are x minus 4, x minus 5, or you can use the calculator shortcut, again, menu 3. Factoring this one, menu 3 will get you your answers. You can go backwards for the factors from there. If not, remember, you can still use the trick where you multiply the 3 by the -8. You get a -24, and see what's going to multiply together here. Put it in your boxes, factor out. Number 13 is talking about the, lost my spot there. Number 13 is talking about the area of a square. If you're doing the area of a square, remember you can just factor this. It'll give you two factors. They'll both be the same, so you can just put one of them. That's the side of that square. On number 14, the area of a rectangular sheet of paper is this. Two ways you can do this one real quick. Take 14x squared divided by 2x. You're going to get 7x. Take 21 divided by 7. You're going to get 3. So your answer should be 7x plus 3. You can also just type this in and factor it and ignore the factor that is 2x plus 7. Write the other factor down. On this last one, remember, be very careful. You're going to multiply these together, 4x minus 2 times 3x plus 5, or whatever it is for the area of a triangle when you see it on the test. You multiply those two together in the boxes, but then this 1/2 right here, very important. When you put it all together, make sure that you divide all of those coefficients, the numbers, divide all of those by 2, and that'll give you your final answer on that one. Don't be surprised if you see it just multiplied together, but remember, you're not done until you've gone ahead and applied this part of the formula and multiplied by 1/2, which is the same thing as dividing by 2. Hopefully this helps you out. If not, make sure you come by tutorials, ask those questions, and good luck on the test.